Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Gaming My Whole Life. My name is George, and today I wanted to make this very retro sort of video. I want to talk about physics. Remember physics in video games? Remember how important and how much of a flex physics used to be? It used to be all about physics, and to this day, no game does it better, in my humble opinion, than Red Faction. Absolutely love this game. This game came out during the PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360 era, just to manage those expectations. And during this time, just like today, how there's a lot of talk of ray tracing, well, during this time, it was all about physics. And the people who made Red Faction, you have no idea how good the physics and the destructibility really was. So, you know, lately I've been doing a lot of videos on the anti-woke nature and all that, and us getting back gaming, and that's all fun and cool, and I believe in that cause, and I'm happy to do my part to help with that gamer movement, to make games back to being games. As I always say, video games are about escapism and not activism. But today, let's just smash some things and appreciate the technicality. See, during this time especially, you're looking at this. This looks like a very solid texture of its time, and yet you can hit it in any spot and it will break apart into realistic individual blocks that will roll away. Look at those things rolling in the distance, casting their own shadows as they do it. This isn't pre-done. This isn't if you hit this wall, it will always break apart like this. Like, no. The direction that you take it in actually matters. So let's just smash some things. Let's just have some fun. You know, a lot of people watch me on TV these days. Grab a coffee, get comfortable, put your feet up, and let's just appreciate the craziness which was Red Faction Guerrilla. Love this game. It lives rent-free in my brain, and it was a really unexpected thing because during this time, while everything was getting better and better, we just assumed that gaming would continue going down this path forever. You know, at this time when everything was destructible and it was such a very cool flex, we just assumed going forward, okay, future generations, everything's gonna break apart, everything will be good. And you would think, no, things that could break the game wouldn't be able to be broken. Like, you need this staircase, surely you can't break this staircase. Well, you have never played this game. You can destroy everything, and it's so satisfying. It really adds to the gameplay. And what was cool about Red Faction as well, I'm just going to be a fanboy during this whole video, by the way, in case you're wondering what in-depth take I'm going to do. It's like, no, I'm just a retro old fart who loves physics, who loves the Red Faction series, who loves what they did with this. I mean, look at this. This looks like a pretty solid structure, right? Like, surely something put together this much, surely you can't destroy every single inch. Well, you would be wrong. You can destroy every single inch. And what's cool as well is while you did destroy the inches, while you did destroy it, it would break apart and you would salvage pieces of the puzzle, right? Look how satisfying that is. You would salvage pieces, and then you'd be able to do weapon upgrades and so forth. And there's a whole game here. It isn't like today where you have a handful of games that are made up of little squares and the whole game is focused on destroying everything. This is a proper third-person action game set on Mars, but there's a strong physics thing. And what's fun is you look at these structures, and it isn't just about putting holes. It's about making that whole thing come down. And that includes that massive tower you can see back there. You can make that fall, and if you play your cards right, you can make it fall onto the other building, and you get other fun little things. Like, for example, here, we can place charges, bombs. We can stand at a distance and just watch this fall over. And what was just so darn good, you can place multiple as well, which is quite fun. What was really cool about this time? Alright, so at the moment I can only place 2 because I've just rebooted a new game. But as you play the game and you upgrade, you can have 3, 4, 5, 6 and so forth. And stand at a distance. And let's see, 3, 2, 1. Now let's get a SMEXY shot. The staircase that I took out. Let's get a fun little shot here. Alright. 3, 2, 1. Oh, look at that. Look at that. It's barely hanging on. I think that big thing there is acting. Oh, maybe the whole thing will fall. Oh, it's happening. It's happening. I swear I'm such a nerd, but I'm not sorry. The simple things in life. See, what was really cool about this obsession with physics that we had, that came with the new technology, with the HD consoles. Firstly, the previous generations didn't have the hardware in order to pull something like this off. They just didn't. And what's fun is, when you have physics, you are making your own gameplay. Look at that! How freaking satisfying is that? And the smoke is everywhere. But you made your own gameplay. See, that's what was fun. This isn't a pre-scripted thing. That falls apart depending on my action. And you can ignore the main game, which makes sense thinking about it, why I love open world games so much. During this physics destruction era, and this game, which is still the master, and I'll fight everyone on it, what was amazing about this time was you made your own experience. So yeah, this part of the game probably is not meant to last long. You're probably meant to be done with it in like 5 minutes, right? Just go, smash things, move on, and you're done. No. No. See, in my world, I am the boss. I like being silly. And being able to just be silly. Being able to be silly and take your sweet time. Look at this. It's a complete structure. This isn't a small anything. It's a whole house. Like, yeah, it's, you know, not much is in here because it did come out many, many years ago. But this whole thing, every single part, without exception, can be brought down. And you got to be creative. You got to think, hey, how will I go about this? And you can just really put your destruction hat on. So, and also, let's say there's an enemy beneath you. Make a hole. Go there. It's just so much fun. It's so much fun. Let's do honest work. Let's do some honest work. Let's take out some structures. So, we want the bigger thing. We want this big thing. Let's go at a distance so you can see what I'm aiming for here. We want this to fall on this, and if you do it correctly, it works. Now, I normally stuff this up. You'd think it'd be easy to do, and maybe for others it is, but I normally stuff this up. So let's put some charges. Yep. All right. Let's go at a distance. Let's go somewhere where we can admire. And just the fact that this is even possible, right? Just the nerdy fact that I can blow this up and it's possible for that to fall onto a whole building, both taking each other out. Man, physics used to be cool, and they stopped focusing on it because people stopped caring, I guess, and they wanted other things. Whereas this is more exciting to me than ray tracing. I like ray tracing, I like what it can do, and it can add to a lot of things. But this was gameplay. Oh my. Fall forward. Oh, did it work? Did it work? Oh. So close. So close. It took out a little bit, but just look at the scale of this. Look at that. That huge structure went and took out some of this building. It still amazes me to this day. It really makes the nerdy side of me feel happy. And like I said, this is normally meant to be a 5-minute sort of thing. No. Oh, it's just so satisfying. So satisfying. So yeah, so this is Red Faction Guerrilla. They did a Red Faction remaster. See, these are the parts that you can collect, and then you can use it. So it actually helps you. And what's cool as well, when you actually start playing the game, you're fighting against others. You're fighting against others, and say you're trying to take down a base because bases exist. Oh, the whole thing is shaking. It's really satisfying. say you're trying to take over a base, you can grab a car, drive through the war. You can come up with all these insane scenarios. Oh, you're holding up pretty well. Holding up. When the screen sort of shakes and it's like there's an earthquake sort of thing, that's in a way just the game doing calculations that the building is still falling apart. I remember reading developer interviews where every single one of these pieces has weight. Oh, it's falling apart. It's happening. Ladies and gentlemen, it's happening. Oh, look at that. Oh, man. Man, that is cool. Just falling apart because of the strategic positionings. I'm gonna take credit for that. The amount of hours of my life where I've just run around. Alright, I think there was an explosive barrel or something there because I almost just died. Almost died. Oh, okay. Alright, we're still here. You need to be careful because you can have a whole building fall down.
Come on, you almost done?
Oh, what's even holding this up at this point? Whee! Alright, let's get some more explosives here. Yup. Alright. Oh, I saw a tilt. I saw a tilt. And there we go. There we go. See, I think sometimes when people complain that it feels like, you know, video games today have taken a little bit of a step back, is just because if you've been alive long enough, if you've been alive old enough, and you saw the iterations and improvements and the evolutions that every single console generation brought, it was always so much more for the longest time than simply textures looking better and lighting looking better and some animations. You would get physics, would get different things that we would become obsessed with. But do you guys miss this focus on physics? Like the way I'm tearing away at it. So much fun. So much fun. This video is 100% just for me. I hope by chance someone watching enjoys this. There you go, you fall over. Let's take those things out. Let's take those things out. How do I even get there? I use the bridge. I create my own gameplay. It's like, oh, I want to get over there. Well, I can just go forward. So the game's already started yelling at me with the voiceover before. It's like, hey, can we continue with the game? And I'm like, no. No, we can't continue with the game. I have nerdy things to do. Okay, let's see. So, let's put that there. There you go, that went pretty well. And there is a whole game here. That's the thing. Like, with the silly amount of time I've spent here, you would think this is just a tech demo. You would think this is all you can do. It's like, no, there's a whole game here with a proper story and military and upgrades and all these things that you can do. And all I care about is, what if I do this? What if I do that? Oh. Pew. I've so lost my train of thought. Everything is destructible, has its own weight, and this was on PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360 hardware. It was so amazing and ahead of its time. There's a Red Faction Guerrilla remastered edition, so better graphics and so forth. I decided to just show off the vanilla one, the vanilla PC at max settings, because a lot of YouTubers can attest to this. Even if your PC can easily run a game at max settings, the moment you start recording your gameplay, all of a sudden there's a lot of lag, all of a sudden things are falling apart. So by playing the vanilla one, I could guarantee that what you see looks good, records well. I'm recording it at a high quality and so forth. Have you guys ever noticed this as well with other YouTubers? Which, this isn't me mocking other YouTubers thing, it's just a little bit of a pet peeve because I'm a bit of a graphics firm. Whenever they have gameplay in their videos while they're talking, it's always of such low quality. And it's like, just upload a higher quality one. So then people can see the SMEXY details. But yes, physics in games, I would love to see it become the center focus point. Or not even the center focus point, I just want to see part of the conversation again. And look, in some ways, it does occasionally pop up. Like, there's a lot of discussion recently about Avowed coming out, and I'm not talking about the wokeness or anything like that. There's been a lot of discussion comparing Avowed to Skyrim. Physics, interaction is actually the point of the discussion, where in Avowed, which is a brand new 2025 game by Microsoft, if you go, it's an open RPG, if you go to a table, you try to move the cutlery, move the plates, shoot some things, hit some other things with swords, nothing interacts. Nothing is happening. Nothing has physics. Everything is like a still forever painting. Whereas in Skyrim, you could knock over everything. And obviously Skyrim wasn't half as impressive as Red Faction Guerrilla, but it's still interesting that the conversation, to an extent, is still there, and players still obviously care about these smaller details, because it gives control to the player. It's up to us how much time we spend here, and also the creativity that it affords is a lot of fun as well. Because as you start fighting actual baddies in this game, you get creative. Say they're chasing you over this bridge, destroy the bridge. You know, how many times have we played a game where, you know, we're being swarmed by the enemies and there's a bridge or whatever, and you're like, hey, how about we just destroy the bridge? That would resolve this problem. But of course, games would never let you do that, and for the most part, even to this day, still don't let you do that. But here, you can do anything you want for as long as you want. And unpopular opinion, but the other Red Faction game where it's more indoorsy and you'll find the aliens and so forth, so the game that came out straight after this, that game is still fun. I didn't think it would be fun when I saw the change of direction, because here this was like, you know, open sandbox, open worldish, right? And we liked that. And then the very next game they brought out had a lot less... Oh no, don't fall on me. Nice. Had a lot less exploration options and so forth, but the actual destructive nature and the mechanics that were built in this game have actually been improved in that game. So if you ever, out of protest, you're like, nah, I'm not going to support that, by all means, you do you, boo, you do you. But that game is quite fun and even adds some insane mechanics. Like, see here, obviously I've just gone around, I am a chaos monster, I've just gone around destroying everything. There was entire buildings there that are no longer there. In the Red Faction game that came after Guerrilla, the name's not coming to me right now, but you could find it easily, you get a weapon, which is really cool, where you could run around and you could put back together what you destroyed, which, talk about a flex. So they have a system that lets you destroy things to your heart's content, right? You just enjoy it. You do as much as possible. So that was already a flex in itself. But then they program a tool that lets you put it all together, which is just something rather beautiful about that. Anyway, I'm going to let you guys go, ladies and gentlemen. This was just a little bit of fun. You know, I've been doing a lot of serious videos lately. And look, I'll continue doing them because I think it's important that we win back gaming and we get the activists out of our industry, right? They're not making things fun, they're making things less fun. And at its purest form, that's what it's about, right? Games? How about games? Having fun. Piss farting around. You don't want to be reminded of the real world or any of that stuff. So of course, I will continue sometimes doing those videos. But the most fun for me is to do something like this. Is to just nerd it out. And I will always, in case you're new to my channel and you don't know otherwise, I will always put the opportunity to get excited about games and upload positive content. I will always do that first, if I have the choice, compared to a more serious, less fun video. But gaming news is a little bit slow at the moment. There isn't anything particularly exciting that I want to talk about that is happening. And that's evident here, obviously, because it's like I've been there. And it remembers what you've done. But obviously this video is random, may or may not get some views, doesn't matter. I expect very low views because I'm randomly talking about this game. So I'm doing this for me, and I'm doing this for the long-time subscribers who enjoy me just nerding out. I had to get creative and make my own material here. But of course, as exciting gaming news comes out, I will cover that because that's more fun. You know, I'm really excited for the Nintendo Switch 2. I bring that up almost every opportunity I can. I can't wait. I can't wait until it's review after review after review. And I can get excited about talking about different games, you know, maybe do some fun graphic comparison sort of videos. That's always a lot of fun. The power this game gives you. I'm still flabbergasted by just how fun and how silly this game is. Like that little sledgehammer, that little wackety doodle right there. You don't even need explosives. If you're a man on a mission and you just want to go around and take out those massive building structures that I showed you, you can do it. Ha! That was satisfying. Both just fell around me. Was there a point to this video? I like physics. Watch me knock things over. Alright, that was fun. If I managed to put a little bit of a smile on your face, hit like on the video if you're new here. And, you know, you like what you see, what you hear. Cool. Awesome. You know, subscribe if you want. Have a great, blessed day, you know. I think physics needs to come back. And I want to see it impact. I want to see it impact game design. You know, make games around that possibility. And frankly, focus on gameplay again. Wouldn't that be nice? Alright, letting you all go. Alright, bye-bye.